I got Jabril.
Go ahead.
Man, I feel great. How would you feel about being world champs? Great. Next question. That's the same question. It's going to be the same answer. Great.
Continuing our coverage tonight at the Broncos, they have won Super Bowl 50. Good evening, everyone. I'm Greg Miller with Nick Rothschild. Nick, what a game. We did it.
From beginning to end, they put a complete game together. The defense was great. Peyton Manning was good enough.
Yeah.
And the Broncos are your Super Bowl 50 champs.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Peyton Manning and his future. He really didn't answer any questions tonight after the game. The reporters were trying to get a little bit of information. There was always a lot of speculation as to whether this would be it, this would be what it would take if he decided to retire. All he said in that answer tonight was simply, I'm going to go spend some time with my family, and I'm going to go drink a Budweiser.
Absolutely.
So that was his reaction.
Speaking
to
of
that
answering
so far.
questions, it sounds like we've got the Broncos' leading rusher in the game, C.J. Anderson, stepping up to the podium. Let's see what he has to say.
You know, I was one-on-one with Luke Kuechly. I mean, probably everybody said, what is he doing? And, you know, it was just relentless. I mean, I trust my ability. I know what type of player Luke Kuechly is. He's a hell of a football player, but I was just relentless. I did not want to be stopped. I wanted to find a way to get in that end zone somehow.
CJ, how's it feel to be in a situation where you guys are probably sending out your quarterback as a winner?
Oh, man, 18. I couldn't start my career better off than with 18, and I'm so happy for him. We worked so hard. He worked so hard. You know, seeing him since I was 9 and seeing him working with him, seeing how he comes to work every day, he's just a true competitor and a true pro on and off the field. I have seen him, you know, we have never seen him go through the things he went through this season. And for him to come back on top, and if he leave on top, thank God.
Did that say something about his character and about who he is, because he's never had
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, we're probably the only team it took 53 guys to get it done. You know, when he went down, we had to go Brock. You know, we were switching out guards. We were switching out, you know, Shane Ray, Shaq Barrett, and D. Ware. We were switching out them, switching out me and Ronnie. I mean, it took 53 guys to get this done, and we got it done.
CJ, getting this done back home here.
Through Vallejo, man. I know Vallejo going crazy right now. I'm lost for words. I know they lost for words, so I can't wait to get home tonight.
What about those Calderas that have been
I love them all. From Coach Tefford to Coach Dykes, you know, from Coach G, Coach Franklin, who left. I mean, I love them all. You know, KP, everybody up there. You know, there's Aaron Diacosta, there's academic staff I love, tutoring I love. I mean, they're a big reason why I'm here today.
CJ, can you compare how you felt last night to tonight?
Last night I was just calm and ready to play, and then tonight I'm out. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. So, whew, this feels so good.
CJ, what was that?
Oh, it was super fun. I mean, we got to play a really, really good team and a really good defense. And all week I've said, you know, we got to pick our spots in the run game. When we get a chance to make them hurt, we got to make them pay. And I just think, you know, there were times I made some plays, there were times that I missed, but you know, that's the point. But at the end of the day, we came out on top, and that's what we're happy about. I've been doing that all year. I mean, I feel like when I'm healthy, I'm a tough back to deal with. And, you know, I came through healthy as much as a running back would be. 20 games in, 19 games in right now, and you know, I've been playing hard and wrestling all year. That's just me.
CJ, how much of a storybook?
It's a huge storybook. But say it again. Sorry.
What are you going to do tonight?
It's gonna be me and my family, me and my teammates. I don't know.
We're live.
Plane ride to drive back to Denver, but it's gonna be my family. We're gonna enjoy it.
All right, you just heard from C.J. Anderson, the leading rusher actually in the game. He had 23 carries for 90 yards, and of course the score that ended up giving the Broncos sort of their clinching lead. And this is actually pretty big for Anderson just personally. He's from Vallejo, California, which is right up the road from Santa Clara. His whole family is in the building, kind of a homecoming for him. And he's one of those guys that you just feel good for winning a game like this, because you know how much it means to a kid like that.
Oh, especially him and to all of those guys. We heard that all week long about how they were, you know, trying to keep all of the stresses down and not think about it too hard. But come on, they had to. It's a certain point.
And
let's go to Denver live right now. Actually, we can see people are starting to party it up a little bit. You can see there flying the Denver Broncos flag. We had heard earlier this week and earlier tonight some concerns about these mass demonstrations beginning, these groups of people coming out. So far, so good. Looks like everybody's in a pretty positive and cheerful spirit right now. Just celebrating the team win. So many skeptics of the Broncos this year said they couldn't do it. So many people earlier in the week thinking the Panthers would take this one because they did. They had a good season this year.
Well, 15-1 through the regular season. They had the best record coming into this game out of any team in the NFL. And the Broncos offense honestly had not looked good. They were 3.5-point underdogs to the Patriots at home in the AFC Championship game. They came in about 4-point underdogs on a neutral field in the Super Bowl. And let's take a look at a little video. There are our Broncos running out into the field. Peyton Manning looked okay, looked comfortable, but really the offense sort of struggled for most of this game. It was the defense that kept them in it. Early on, though, Peyton Manning to Bubba Caldwell. This sort of got the first drive going, and then Caldwell hits the old Superman dab a la Cam Newton. Brandon McManus, huge in this game. 3 field goals, his longest from 34. It also tied him for the most field goals in a Super Bowl by a Broncos kicker with Jason Elam. Take a look there. This was one of the biggest plays in the game. Von Miller beating the right tackle, sacking, stripping Cam Newton. Malik Jackson comes up with the football. Von Miller, also your MVP of Super Bowl 50, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Both ended up becoming touchdowns, both of Miller's forced fumbles. And it was just a great game all around by the Broncos. And it sounds like now we have one of the free agent pickups from the Broncos, guard Evan Mathis, at the podium.
Used to playing in, and we were able to do that.
How does it feel to come into this game as an underdog, and then now here you are?
I didn't ever give any credit to the underdog talk. I mean, we knew what we had in that locker room, so I mean, what people viewed us as was not reality to us. I mean, we never really even listened to it. So we knew how special we are as a team.
But, the season had its ups and downs, and many of the games you were in, and even the ones you did win, they were nail-biters. I mean, this wasn't an easy road to get here.
No, not at all. No, I think the way this game played out tonight was, it's pretty much who we are as a team. You let the offense make some plays, move the ball, control the clock a little bit. Defense takes over, puts their offense in tough positions, gets turnovers. So, I mean, it's pretty much who we've been as a team all along.
Before that last touchdown was scored, it looked like that's how the game was going to be played. You were going to be running that ball, and obviously your position was integral in that particular thing. You knew you were probably going to turn it over one more time, but obviously this team had a great deal of confidence in this team.
Oh yeah, I mean, we all just stuck together, played for each other. Our defense was lights out. That's what we expected out of each other.
Evan, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, you won it. What was last night like? Was that the team meeting with those guys talking? How would you describe that? What was the feeling like in that room?
I mean, you get I got a great vibe from it. A lot of emotion. But all along, this has been a team that has played for each other and had each other's back regardless of the circumstances. And DeMarcus and Peyton got up there, and Peyton started off, and he was pretty funny, but he also got the point across. And then DeMarcus got up there, and DeMarcus, he's a very serious speaker, and a very emotional guy. And it just you kind of get the chills listening to those guys talk. It was just really, we were all ready to go, and that just got us even more ready to go.
When you say Peyton was funny, any really good jokes, or just sort of?
Most of them were inside jokes, referencing things that had happened throughout the season, behind closed doors.
Yeah. And what's he like in the huddle today?
He's always been the same guy, poised, confident, a tremendous leader. The epitome of playing for each other. Peyton always has your back.
He seemed really relaxed during the last 3 minutes of that
All right, that was free agent guard Evan Mathis, signed with the team about mid-year, did make an impact in the running game today, especially as the Broncos ended up running out the clock towards the end of the game there. Now, Broncos win 24-10, but it really was the defense holding Carolina to only 10 points. Defense, 7 sacks overall, 2 by DeMarcus Ware, 2.5 by Von Miller. You're looking at the celebration right now. We just got word from sports director Rob Namnum that Peyton's brother Eli and father Archie are headed to the locker room, assuming to celebrate with Peyton his second Super Bowl victory and perhaps his last game of his NFL career. You see the coaches, Gary Kubiak and Ron Rivera, meeting at midfield, and a very sad Josh Norman of the Carolina Panthers there. I mean, it's the agony of defeat and the elation of victory sort of all wrapped up into one golden triumphant moment right there for the Broncos. And really, what can you say about Peyton Manning? He only threw for 141 yards and 1 interception. He was 13 of 23, and so statistically not a great game, but as we showed you with the completion to Bubba Caldwell early, he set the tone and made the passing game at least a factor so that Carolina couldn't just stack the box and shut down C.J. Anderson. And he also, when the big critical moments came, he put a ball to Demaryius Thomas that turned into a holding call in the red zone that ended up putting them in position for C.J. Anderson to score the game clinching touchdown. So really, it was sort of a cerebral performance from the Sheriff.
I don't know if we can go back live to Denver right now to that feed that we had just a few minutes ago, because it looks like let's actually go to Owen Daniels first. Let's take him.
Share a championship with him. It means everything. It means everything. A lot of people overlook this great game. How big was CJ and I just making plays, 100 yards and breaking it up? 14 is over. He's been great all season, especially the second half of the season. Coming running, ran extremely hard. CJ got some tough yards for us today. Down there at the goal line, hard-nosed run, get the ball across, and that sealed up obviously for us. So we wanted to be able to run the ball well. So we could take some time off the clock and stay on the field that way. We got some big chunks at some crucial moments. Obviously, what you want to 24 points, but
Davis at 4.
Just enough.
Last question for Owen. Does it matter how you guys are going to be remembered? I mean, I'm sure you're not even thinking about that at this moment.
We'll be remembered as Super Bowl 50 champs with the greatest defense of all time. I'm okay with that. I'll have a ring for life, baby. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
The ring for life. That's what he just said there just a second ago from Owen Daniels. We want to take a live look at Denver right now. And this was kind of the concern that the police chief in Denver had said earlier this afternoon. That there may be some rather too rambunctious fans. Looked like something broke up there just a few minutes ago, just a few seconds ago, as a matter of fact. As that camera moves position, not sure where it's going. This is in lower downtown Denver. We know that for sure. It looks so far like everything's okay. A couple of moments that we saw a few minutes ago where it would seem as though things were getting a little bit out of hand. Of course, we remember back in previous victories and even defeats, we saw cases of rioting in Denver. Doesn't appear to be the case so far. It looks like everybody is just very, very excited, with good reason, as they celebrate their victory over Super Bowl 50. Again, it looks like we've very happy people so far. We did see a couple of instances, it seemed like, where maybe those parties went a little too far. People were starting to get a little aggressive. But so far, so good. Everybody's just in really, really good spirits. Ironically, we were talking to folks who were up there earlier tonight, and they had said, everybody was just happy. Everybody was supportive. This was a victory we wanted. This was a victory that so many fans were hoping for, especially after the loss in 2014. In that game, which was just so difficult, people are literally jumping in the streets now for joy that their Denver Broncos won Super Bowl 50.
It's their 3rd win in 8 appearances, Greg, and you heard Owen Daniels mention one of the all-time great defenses. They're only the 4th defense since the merger to lead the league in lowest yards per rush and lowest yards per throw. It is an all-time great defense, even if they don't have a nickname. And speaking of members of that defense, let's go out to listen to Bradley Roby, the rookie quarterback.
I don't think I'll go that far in the draft, and then have my situations, and I ended up here and we won this time.
10 points to the #1 offense in the NFL. That's got to be a major feather in your cap at the end of the night.
Yeah, we just played Brady last week. We played Ben Roethlisberger the week before. So, it wasn't like it was anything new. But to them, and I said this yesterday in our meeting, they haven't seen nothing like us. And I believe that motivated everybody to go out there and prove that y'all really haven't seen nothing like this, and we did today.
So you played even better than you did against the Patriots?
We won Super Bowl, that's all that matters.
When did you realize you had gotten?
All set? 3, 2. So this is what happens.
I mean,
So this is what happens
I don't really
when you
realize,
get a little bit.
I kind of just covered
little leggy nose
I hear the
by
crowd,
noses,
you know, so we heard that a lot today, and it was a certain. The guys on the sideline is like Cam is very stressed. You can tell.
Did you guys feel disrespected at all?
Definitely. For 2 weeks straight, that's all we heard was Cam this, Cam that, dab this, dab that.
Bradley Roby, now he is a second-year cornerback. I sort of shorted him on a year by calling him a rookie, but a very integral part of that defense.
But 2 years in, come on.
Well, you have Aqib Talib and Chris Harris as sort of your top dogs, but Bradley Roby would make a great #1 cornerback for almost any other team in the league, so he is sort of living large there as their third option at cornerback rather. And really, he sets up what the Broncos can do along their front seven. They can blitz guys. They can bring both Vaughn and DeMarcus off the edge. Let's take a look at what kind of damage they did today. It all started in the first quarter. Von Miller beating the right tackle, sacking Cam Newton. Malik Jackson comes up with the football. He's a free agent. He's about to get paid. And the sack party did not stop. 7 sacks total by the Broncos. As I mentioned, 2.5 by Vaughn, 2 by DeMarcus. And DeMarcus Ware, his first Super Bowl appearance, we heard all week how these guys really wanted to win one for guys like DeMarcus and Peyton, who were sort of getting up there in years, and it could be their last game perhaps. And there you see it. Vaughn strips Cam. DeMarcus nearly comes up with the ball, at least keeps it alive for safety TJ Ward to pick up. That sets up the game-winning touchdown by CJ Anderson. So it really is a tale of the defense, whereas 2 years ago, coming into the game, it was sort of Peyton Manning and the sort of high-flying offense the Denver Broncos had. Seattle sort of squashed them coming into this game. Uncertainty on offense, but we knew what we had on defense, and it showed today, and it showed with Von Miller winning the MVP.
Yeah, Peyton still being the leader, but we saw so much talent behind him as well step up to the plate and back up to form, literally the definition of a team. While you were talking, we just got the official confirmation that the Broncos Parade and Celebration will be held on Tuesday in Denver. It's going to be going along 17th Street. Starting near the Amtrak station and ending near Civic Center Park. So something to keep in mind for those Broncos fans. Let's go to Peyton Manning right now.
Fortune, and so we were very grateful to be here, to be in this game, to play in the 50th Super Bowl, and certainly to be victorious. It's very special to be a great football team tonight. Got a lot of respect for Coach Rivera and their team. Their defense was stout, just like I thought they were. Their defensive line was very impressive and gave us fits all night, but our defense was even better, and they've been great all season, and they showed that tonight as well.
What does this mean to you in the sense that because...
What's that?
Is this your last game in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. Like I said, Tony Dungy, who I spoke with, I communicated with him last night when he got in the Hall of Fame, and that was very special. But I talked to him last week, and he called me and said, I need to talk to you, and said that he got some good advice from Dick Vermeil, and I think maybe Bill Cowher as well, about not making an emotional decision one way or the other. And so I thought that was good advice, to kind of let this sink in. It's been an emotional week, emotional night, and the night's just beginning. I look forward to celebrating with my friends and family.
There are no more Carolina Panthers players coming to any of the podiums.
I think I'll take some time after that, and like I said, I'm going to kind of enjoy the night, take it one step at a time.
Peyton, did I ask you, obviously we've been with you the last two, they were not pleasant situations after.
Peyton Manning, a peek at Peyton Manning, if you will. Greg, so you were mentioning...
A few people wanted to talk to him tonight, just a couple.
I love the guy
just
shouting at him, "What, is this your last game?" Well, but he doesn't know.
Well,
he just won the Super Bowl. Let the guy enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll find out later.
And that has been the ultimate question in all of this, obviously. And for a second, too, Peyton Manning this year, I mean, he went through the injury. He went through so many questions about whether he could do this. There were the speculations about whether he would be able to keep up for a game like this. And he's pretty much proving everybody wrong at this point.
Well,
he
said
made it.
He said earlier on in the year that at some point down the road he'd like to go back and sort of revisit what happened this year with Brock coming in, the injury, the HGH thing, everything that went on. And this is going to make a pretty special documentary at some point, because this was a team, an interesting team on its own that got thrown through some major adversity. And they were thrown through some adversity in this game. The scoring did not come easily. You'll see here, Brandon McManus got the scoring started with a field goal, and then Von Miller put his stamp on the game from the get-go, sacking Cam Newton. Almost comes up with the ball himself, but he helps his friend and free agent Malik Jackson score a touchdown. Like I said, McManus, 3 field goals on the game. Actually proved to be the difference there, those 9 points. And then C.J. Anderson capping it off here with a 1-yard plunge into the end zone. And that would just about do it for the Broncos, 24-10 winners in Super Bowl 50. Von Miller, your Super Bowl MVP. Peyton Manning, sort of your Super Bowl sheriff, riding off into the sunset, perhaps. But let's go ahead and let him enjoy the moment for a little bit until he ends up actually deciding. But how about those guys sort of later on in their career? The DeMarcus Wares, Owen Daniels getting his sort of first Super Bowl appearance and making good. He did only have 1 catch for 18 yards, but it was one that sort of set the tone at the beginning of the game. Guys like T.J. Ward and Darian Stewart playing injured in this game, and then of course, Malik Jackson, the free agent. Derek Wolfe just signed a big contract, and how about John Elway? This one is for Pat Bowlen. Yeah. So it's just so many storylines here. We can't get to them all tonight, but just a great win and a great night to be a Bronco fan.
Yeah, and we heard that from John Elway, too. You'll hear more on that sound coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. And again, the parade is going to be held on Tuesday. The announcement already made along 17th Street, so that's going to be one for a lot of fans to watch. And imagine the massive group of people that are going to be trying to converge into downtown Denver after such a victory tonight. It's going to be quite the sight to see in the coming days. But yeah, for the night, fans are just celebrating. The players are celebrating. We made it to Super Bowl 50. I believe. Where are we going from here, Scott?
Also, we always talk about the strip sack. Those plays twice this game, he got the strip sack that, that's like a touchdown for a defensive end pass rusher type guy. He did it twice and was able to score. We scored on one, and then I don't know if we got points off the other. So those are points on the board, and those are big plays by him.
After those plays.
Right now, a little bit better perspective than what we had just a few minutes ago.
Well, no, they're certainly different, but it's a special feeling. I certainly know how hard it is to get here. It takes a lot of hard work, and got to have some good fortune. And so we were very grateful to be here, to be in this game, to play in the 50th Super Bowl, and certainly to be victorious. It's very special. We beat a great football team tonight. Got a lot of respect for Coach Rivera and their team. Their defense was stout, just like I thought they were. Their defensive line was very impressive and gave us fits all night. But our defense was even better, and they've been great all season, and they showed that tonight as well. What's that? Yeah. I don't know the answer to that. Like I said, Tony Dungy, who I spoke with, I communicated with him last night when he got in the Hall of Fame, and that was very special. But I talked to him last week, and he called me and said, I need to talk to you, and said that he got some good advice from, Dick Vermeil, and I think maybe Bill Cowher as well, and about not making an emotional decision one way or the other. And so I thought that was good advice, to kind of let this sink in. It's been an emotional week, emotional night, and the night's just beginning. I look forward to celebrating with my friends and family, and I think I'll take some time after that. And like I said, I'm going to kind of enjoy the night, take it one step at a time. Well, like I said, it's a great feeling. It's a great sense of accomplishment for this team. We've been through a lot this year. This team's been unselfish, tough, resilient, and I think all that was on display tonight. So I got a chance to talk to the team last night, and I just kind of thanked them for letting me be a part of the journey. It's truly been a team effort, and it was a team win tonight. Yeah, like I said, we've been talking about that for a number of years. We don't do that. That's not what we do. Maybe you guys and your brothers do that. We don't do that. So I just had a chance to see Eli, and it's great, being with him, having a moment with him in the locker room. I remember being in the locker room with him when he won his first Super Bowl, and those are special memories. And I had a chance to see my parents and see Ashley, and had a chance to hug my kids, and Marshall's down here chewing gum underneath this podium. So to celebrate with your family, with your teammates, and with your friends and all the people that have helped you along the road, I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. Sure. No, it's been a unique season, and I'm probably tired of hearing me say this, but I really have just tried to take it 1 week at a time and not get too far ahead. And I certainly knew with this defense, this team would have a chance. Our defense has just been, from the get-go, they've been nothing but awesome. And so, being hurt and not struggling early in the season wasn't a lot of fun. So I was grateful to get back healthy and to try to play my part these past couple of weeks.
All right, so that's a subdued Peyton Manning, perhaps tampering down the excitement for the media. He is always sort of cool, calm, and collected, but you got to know he's going to go celebrate now that he's off the podium, because the Broncos are Super Bowl 50 champs, 24-10 over the Panthers. Super Bowl MVP Von Miller, we'll hope to hear from him tonight on KRDO News Channel 13 at 10 o'clock.
Let's go back live to Denver right now, where we've been watching these massive crowds start to come together. You can see a heavy police presence in the area, trying to keep everybody safe. Obviously, whenever you have a lot of people who are very excited, you don't know what they've been doing for the past few hours, it may be, limiting inhibitions or something like that. There is a concern about the massive crowds that are coming together tonight. So far, it's been so good, but you can see the police officers are there on standby, and that was really a promise that was made by the Denver police chief earlier. Was he wanted to keep things safe. He wanted to make sure that the people out there were celebrating the Broncos win, that they were having the best time possible, that they were also as safe as possible. This is a live look from a chopper in the area, a little bit quieter of a scene right now. In lower downtown Denver. It looks so far so good from that area. You can see Broncos Nation, well, a little bit quiet from this perspective. Fremont County, we should remind you, as we bring our coverage back here to southern Colorado, Fremont County has heard a lot of reports of fireworks calls. They're reminding folks to celebrate responsibly, and that's the thing. Obviously, everybody wants to celebrate tonight. This has been a huge victory. A hard-fought win, a very hard-fought win. A lot of skeptics who said that we couldn't do it, but indeed the Broncos did it. But yeah, just keeping people safe out there tonight, and you can hear from those players just kind of the relief it almost sounded like some of them had, that they finally made it, that all the prep work, all of the work that they did was over. Another live look at Denver right now, as you can see here. We will be watching this for you throughout the night, the celebrations, both in Denver, here in southern Colorado, and in California. We have two crews out there, Sports Director Rob Namnoon, KRDO News Channel 13 anchor Heather Skold. They're talking to the fans and the players out there right now. Look for live team coverage starting tonight on KRDO News Channel 13 at 10 o'clock. For Nick Rothschild, I'm Greg Miller. Thanks for joining us.